What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Hump Day edition. Morning Scone presented by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. If you're on Facebook there, do us a solid and like the page, share the post. Like the page, share the post. Like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. If you are on YouTube, go ahead and smash the like button. All right, we appreciate y'all for being here with us. Got there in the description, Finley or Knicks against LSU. Conversation persists. Differing opinions. Monday, Cole Kublik of the SEC Network told us he'd start Knicks. Any trouble, he'd go with Finley, and that's the last time he'd make the change. Yesterday, Sean Salisbury said, play your best player. That's TJ Finley. So very curious to see what Brian Harsin elects to do. Remember when Brian Harsin took the Auburn job, went back and looked, and more so, I guess, whenever TJ Finley transferred to Auburn. Remember, looking up, their stats of his quarterback. So, like, in 2013, Adam Kennedy was his quarterback and also was his leading rusher his 1 year at Arkansas State. A year later, he takes the head coaching job at Boise State, and Grant Hedrick was his quarterback and his second leading rusher behind Jay Ajayi. Well, if you go through his years there, then at Boise State, what's interesting is that, so that's kind of the team he inherited, right? Well, as the years go along, he relied on his quarterback less and less to run. Like Brett Rippon was the quarterback next, and Rippon only ran 41 times for negative 77 yards. Basically, by the time he got his guys in there, like let's look at 2019, for example, more recently, Bachmeier was the quarterback, and he rushed for only 69 yards on the season. I guess my point is, what Harsin shows time and time again is he wants a quarterback that isn't a runner. He wants a quarterback that's maybe athletic, but not a quarterback that's going to be involved in the running game. That's what he wants. When he inherits a running quarterback, he'll run him. So Finley more closely mirrors what Harsin has shown he wants in his offense. So interesting decision here for Brian Harsin this weekend. What a time to make it too, right? Okay, let's see. Let's say some good mornings here. Tim Gotro, Brady Smith, Kirk Taylor. By the way, I am going to have TJ Finley on AFR today. Texted him yesterday, and God bless the NIL rules. So he's good to come on. So I'm going to interview TJ. They got practice this afternoon, so I'm interviewing this morning, record. We'll play it on AFR this afternoon. So you will hear from Auburn quarterback TJ Finley today on AFR. Tim Gotro, Brady Smith, Kirk Taylor, Colton Mack, good morning. Trivia Carter, good morning. What's up, what's up, what's up? It'll be loud Saturday night. I hope so, Colton. I think it will be. I think, I wish it wasn't an 8 o'clock game. I wish it was a 6 o'clock game. Just to wipe out some of the excuses of people who wouldn't go. But it should be, hopefully it's a great game. Hopefully it's a great atmosphere, all that stuff. Kenneth Martin, good morning from downtown Lizard Gizzard, Idaho. Lizard Gizzard, Idaho. That's so good. Kirk, worried about LSU can't stop the run or Auburn's front seven. Yeah, man, I think Auburn will try to control this game with their running game. And it's really, you will know early how LSU's defense is going to fare in this game based on whether or not LSU is able to stop the run. If Tank Bigsby and Sean Shivers and those guys get rolling, that's a problem. Because if they can run the ball, they can control the clock, control the game, defense will be on the field. You know what I mean? Like, that's a problem. So, that more so, like, I know LSU isn't going to have success running the ball, right? We just understand that at this point. Like, it's not what they do. It's not what they're going to be good at this year. And I'm not saying that's okay. It's just the reality, right? So LSU's not going to run the ball well this Saturday. Okay, so play good defense, make Nix or Finley beat you with their arm, trust your cover corners in space against their receivers, which I think you do have an advantage. Like, this is a weekend where I would do the exact opposite of what you did last week. I'd put 7 or 8 in the box, and I would man up on the outside and trust Ricks and McLaughlin and Flott and those guys to go make plays, you know. And then try to make plays for your point in the passing game. Forgot YouTube. I got to do not disturb. My bad. There we go. Had to do not disturb it. Where are we? Still serving the same time I was a week ago. Facebook is full. Is clown. Oh, you're in Facebook jail. I don't know why I'll keep saying stuff on Facebook that gets put in Facebook jail. Just stop doing that. Or better yet, support decentralized apps on the blockchain where there is no Zuckerberg who can make a determination who gets put in Facebook jail and who doesn't, because it's decentralized. Blockchain technology. Spurge, what's up? Matthew Lusto, good morning. Kirk Taylor, any word on Sting? Not yet, man. I know we've seen a doctor this week, but I doubt he'll play. Joey Vincent, good morning. Tim Gotro, any updates on the players that were unavailable? They might get Cam Wire back at left tackle. He was moving around a little middle of last week. He wasn't even dressed. But they may get him back this week at left tackle. How much of an upgrade is that? Maybe not much, but it's another body, and they may get him back this week. Andrew Repass, morning Scone. Which loss would be viewed as more damning for O at State or home against Auburn? State. You lose a State back-to-back years. That's a problem. That would have been far worse. Spurge, who else might we be getting back on the field this week? So I mentioned Cam Wire. He's kind of, I'm running through it. He's kind of the one. And then you're obviously watching the running backs with Emery and Bradford to see if they're eligible this week. Alex Oblanc, good morning. Lo Cormier, Chuck Sanchez. What's up, Chuck? Get it? Up, Chuck? David Wallace, Ted Adams, it will be Nix on a short leash. I tend to agree, Ted. I think that if you are Brian Harsin and Bo Nix has started every game since his freshman year, you don't bench him because of that one outing against, I think Drew's awake. You don't bench him because of the one outing against Georgia State where you needed a spark. But I agree that he's on a short leash. So, if you, let me go check on him real quick. Sorry, guys. Just hang on one second. If he's up, I'm going to get him out of his bed. Hang on. He was awake. Heard him jumping around his bed. That's Drew's international signal for getting out of bed. Hi! You want to come say hi to Dad's show? You want to say hi to Dad's show? Say hi, Dad Show.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, that was very good. All right. Well, he's gone now. Sorry, y'all. Spinning the cameras there. Shout out to Brock. Brock Rock and Wine coming up October 30th. LSU's open date. Cool event over at the Renaissance Hotel this year. Food from some of the best restaurants in town. Tons of vendors. Tons to drink as well. Live music. All benefiting the Brock Foundation. It's October the 30th. For more info, brortho.com or tickets, brortho.com. Brandon Goche GameCoin is climbing this morning. So GameCoin, not sure if y'all saw, but GameCoin did have a release a disclosure statement yesterday, which is fantastic news. Among the things they announced is basically they hired a new developer that is going to massively improve the app, all the protocols. It is going to eliminate the reflection. For those that don't know what that is, basically, I told you 10%, there's like a 10% transaction fee. Well, that 10% was reflected on the market cumulatively when 300 million coins were moved. So it didn't happen often, but when it did, it was this big red line. It was a 10% drop of the market. Now it's going to happen with every transaction. So no matter how big or small, that reflection, which is going to go from 10% to 7%. So anyway, it's not going to be as dramatic, basically. You're not going to see this giant red candle on the chart, which causes the price to drop, which I know most people don't look at that anyway. But what else did they announce? I'm trying to think right off the top of my head. Anyway, all good. So Bitmart. I've been telling you about a mainstream exchange. They are going through an audit right now to be added to Bitmart, which should be by the end of in 30 days or so, which will put GameCoin on a mainstream exchange. I mean, it's not Coinbase, obviously, which is the largest, but it's a more mainstream place to be able to buy GameCoin, aside from what they're having right now. They're changing their ticker symbol as well, some stuff like that, but all good stuff. I mean, it's like I said, it's just it grew so rapidly through word of mouth in 90 days that it just so far exceeded the growth they were anticipating, because they weren't even anticipating launching until October 1 publicly. I mean, they were still supposed to be a few days away until their actual launch. So anyway, so that's the reason it's climbing today, I'm certain, is because of the disclosure statement yesterday. And that was the other big one, was they also talked about locking wallets. So, and this is very important. Basically, they have talked to some of their biggest wallet holders about locking their wallets for a certain amount of time, so that way they can't just dump the price. So some of you have asked, is GameCoin a pump and dump? Well, no, and that's further proof of it. When the top wallet holders are all agreeing that they're not going to sell, it's going to prevent a major sell-off, which would just drop the price and leave people who invested holding the bag. So that's why. That's why. Michael Cook, good morning. Charlie Cavell, good morning. Ted Adams, doubt Harsin puts the pressure on Finley with the start. Maybe not. Brian Jones, morning, Scone. Been on nights the last 2 weeks. Happy to be back yet again. Welcome back, Brian. Glad to have you. Alex, going to be a shootout Saturday in Death Valley. I don't think so, Alex. I don't think we're going to see that type of game. I think it's going to more closely resemble the game that Auburn played at Penn State. That was a 28-20 game. I think that's more stylistically, what we see. Clark Tiger Davis, good morning. Brian, is it a disadvantage to start Finley, being that we know him? I guess we know Nick's too. So, Brian, I asked that question to Sean Salisbury yesterday. Is it because consider LSU's coaches know Finley, but Finley knows LSU's personnel. I mean, think about that as well. So it actually does work both ways. Brian, let's see, do you see Auburn beating us? Brian, honestly, I haven't decided yet what my pick's going to be. Honestly, I'm leaning LSU. Home game. I like the progress LSU's defense has made over the last month. And the Tigers are LSU is favored. And I think went through this yesterday in AFR, but statistically, the matchup heavily favors Auburn. But I also look at the two games they played against Akron and Alabama State, and I just know that skewed their statistics so heavily. And I can almost throw out the Georgia State game because it was an emotional letdown. That happens. Didn't need to be as close as it was, but it was. So I kind of look at the Penn State game. They lost the game 28-20. They certainly had their chances to win it. But Penn State just made a few more plays than they did. So hard to go on the road and win, man. Did you pay Finley with Dead Soxy for the interview? I did not, Richie. But if you want Dead Soxy, you can always use the promo code Matt, my name, M-A-T-T, and save 30% off your order. Josh Delahousse, Deborah Coward, good morning. Let's see, Matt, been trying to purchase GameCoin here recently. Every time I try to purchase through Trust Wallet, it tells me Binance isn't available in my area. Yeah, man. So, Josh, what you'd have to do is you have to go to Crypto.com, and you can buy Binance Coin on Crypto.com. And once you've bought Binance Coin on Crypto.com, then transfer that Binance Coin into your Trust Wallet. And then you go through the steps of converting it to Smart Chain and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I know a lot of people are running into that issue because it's a long story with Binance and Binance Smart Chain and why it is what it is. But yes, in Louisiana, you can't buy Binance Coin through your Trust Wallet. Hey, Uncle Mike, good morning. Matt Godwin, Jonathan Martin, Brad Ellerby. No word on Emory yet, Brad. Man, that was my point last week, was the NCAA has precedent doesn't matter, and they have no checks and balances. They make their own decisions when they want, how they want, why they want, and there's nobody to check them. And so you wait. It's unfortunate for John Emory. It's really unfortunate for LSU too, but anyway. Shelby, did the Yankees win last night? Shelby, when I turned the game off, they were up 7-2. So I'm going to assume that they held on and beat Toronto. Oh yeah, so what? Final was 7-2. Good. Yes, so they did win 7-2. Let's see. Brian, does it make sense to get Emory and Bradford back? I don't think they make any difference in the running game. Maybe getting Emory on the outside in space doesn't help us at this point. Yeah, Brian, I completely disagree with you, actually. When your offensive line isn't very good, I think you need backs that can either get yards after contact or make somebody miss. That's why Corey Kiner, I think, has been effective early on here. Emory is that, and then I'd remind you that Trey Bradford has actually spent time at wide receiver as well. As far as your pass-catching running backs, he's the best one. So I do think it helps you offensively. Matt, you might want to start cheering for the Yankees. Brian, I always cheer for the Yankees. I just know that this team is flawed. I'm not going to let them break my heart again. Good morning, Brock. Alan Hurd, good morning. AJ Holland, yesterday was the anniversary of the Cannon statue being unveiled to the public. Have heard some boosters upset new Taft president relieving Cannon's daughter of her position 3 years before she could retire or anything. I have not. I mean, I know Bunny Cannon. I didn't know she wasn't working at LSU anymore. Kelly Gross, good morning. Hey, Dad, good morning. Sean Comiskey, good morning. Daniel Sanetz, good morning. A couple of more, and then I need to get Drew dressed and get him over to St. Lillian. Morning, Scone. You worried about our ability to hide Damone Clark against teams like Auburn and Arkansas? Yep, I am. Eric, I mean, Damone, this is the thing about Damone. He has been he is a linebacker that is great in space. So against Mississippi State, where you say, hey, run sideline to sideline, fantastic. Against Auburn, where they're going to run a lot of zone concepts and, put guards and tackles at the second level, engaging with linebackers and running between the tackles, that's not his strong suit. This is a Micah Baskerville bug strong game. This is not a Damone Clark game. Let me rephrase. This has not been a Damone Clark game in his career. Let's see how much he's improved. If LSU wins this weekend, and Kentucky. You got the mojo coming for Ole Miss. Oh my goodness. Remember, you got Kentucky and then you got Florida. So you got your Auburn at Kentucky, home against Florida at Ole Miss. But yeah, man, this one would be big. This obviously would be huge. And look, Kentucky is going to be sky high this weekend because they got Florida coming in. So, maybe next week you catch them on a little bit of a lull. Eric Wilderotter, I'm with you on Ole Miss, but do you think the line of 14.5 smells like Vegas begging you to bet them? Eric, I don't care. I think they're winning the game. Jeffrey Barrett, good morning. What are your thoughts about Hill being the starter after the Patriots game? Taysom Hill? No. Why are we having that conversation still? No. We've seen that. Like, we saw that last year. It's not good. You know where Taysom Hill's good? In the role that he's in. In his single wing package, catch the ball, block. He's good in that role. He's not a quarterback. He'll never be a quarterback. No, we're not having that conversation again. Jeffrey, we're not having that conversation again. Ship has sailed, bro. He'll never be a quarterback in the NFL. You think Auburn utilizes that tight end of theirs? They got like a 300-pound tight end, probably. Randall Offrecht, good morning. Let's see, the Midwest Try. Good morning from St. Louis. How about the Cardinals? 17 straight, counting. Another red October. Yeah, probably not. Brian Jones, what happened with Rohan? You'll have to ask him. Haven't heard from him. Brian Jones, I see Damone Clark making a turn like Debo Jones did. He's made a dramatic improvement. But Debo's listen, I'll put this to you. Debo is a better NFL linebacker because of his coverage ability, his ability to run sideline to sideline. I think Damone Clark will certainly have a role in an NFL offense. Think Quan Alexander. Think Pete Werner. He fits that mold, and he'll do great. But when you're trying to ask him to play a team like this, it's where he struggled in his career. Let's see. Lusto, different conversation. What are your thoughts on Peyton's play calling and Hill's package? Too predictable. Got to keep chipping away, man. You're not going to hit the home run every time, and a lot of times you're setting things up. Look at the last drive. Look at how effective it was on the last drive of the game. I am here for it. Hey, Dad's going to see Crystal Poche this morning. Enjoy, Dad. Tell her I said hello. That's Crystal Poche at Restored Motions. Telling y'all, don't live in pain. Go see Crystal Poche at Restored Motions. Just book a session. Okay. All right. I guess we're done. I need to go. It's 7:50. I need to go get Drew dressed and off to the new St. Lillian. All right, y'all. Locked on LSU. AFR at 3. TJ Finley on AFR today. And Nightcap with Scone. It's a Whiskey Wednesday. So Nightcap with Scone this evening around 9 o'clock Central Time. So y'all be, however you're watching right now, around 9-ish. Right back here. All right. Y'all have an awesome day. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see y'all later. Peace.